Dr. Jesse Schulz, physical therapist, USA Track and Field Level 1 coach. Today we're going to talk about our Week 3 running responsibilities, about how to become a faster, more efficient, and more mindful runner. So, the first responsibility you're going to have is doing faster runs. Shorter, but faster. So anywhere between 10 and maybe about 50 seconds with as much recovery as you need to in between fast runs. Now, your fast run doesn't need to be an all-out sprint, but what it does need to be is significantly faster than what you're used to running. Maybe about twice as fast. When you run slow, your arms aren't moving very much, you're not getting your knees up very high, and you're not pushing off with your feet very well. But when you run fast, everything's exaggerated. And you're going to be getting your core, your hips, your ankles, a lot more things better involved to make you a more efficient and faster runner. Now, while I truly don't care if you run faster, what's going to be more important is how much more muscles we're getting involved, training your body, how to engage all those muscles together. Now, the next thing you're going to be doing is steamboats. Now, I'd recommend one of two things. Either do 20 kicks per direction, or more if you can, or a minimum of 20 to 30 seconds of kicking per direction. So, remember, you should not be moving your trunk at all. You shouldn't be seeing your upper body do this. You shouldn't be going back and forth. You shouldn't be having any sort of rotation in your trunk or in your pelvis when you're doing this. If you do notice that, no matter how slow you move with your leg, you still cannot control your trunk, feel free to use something a little bit for balance so you can stabilize yourself better. So, steamboats. First, you're going to be doing the front-back motion. Now, you're going to be keeping your knees straight, kicking front and back, forward and back with your leg as quickly as you can from the side view. It's going to look like this. Now, as you're doing your 20 to 30 seconds of that, or your 20 kicks or more, just remember, you should be feeling what's happening. You should feel those foot muscles engaging in the left foot if you're kicking with the right, or vice versa. The hip that you're standing on, you might feel those deep muscles engaging more. You might feel that your stomach muscles are engaging really hard. Whatever you feel is working the hardest is going to be your weakest spot. And that's going to be something that you should be more mindful about when you do your training. You need to strengthen that area more. Next, what you're going to be doing are some lunges. So we're going to be doing a lunge with a hip hinge. I'll be putting a link in the comment section of this video to go to my more comprehensive and thorough lunge progression video. But basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be stepping forward, bending your front knee to lunge, hinging from the hips, and coming back up. And then you can switch legs. Step forward, bend the front knee, hinge forward at the hips, keeping your back straight, and then come back up. And try to go for a goal of 20 of those total, and do 2 sets. Next, we'll come back to the steamboats again. Same principles, but now instead of kicking front and back, we're going to kick side to side. We're going to be using different core muscles for this. So, again, trunk is stable, kicking out and in and out as quickly as you can without any instability at the trunk. For me, this has always been a hard motion because of some back injuries that I've had. So if I put my hand on the wall for stability, I can do this with a little bit better control as I go. But in and out as quickly as you can, again, for 20 kicks minimum, or 20 to 30 seconds. And of course, perform this on both sides. Now, we're going to do the same sort of muscle engagement for the side lunges. So, step to the side, keep both feet pointed straight ahead, hinge from the hips, only bending the knee that you stepped with, hinge down or bow to try to touch your knee or your shin, and come back up. Feet straight ahead as you do this. And again, for this one, perform about 20 repetitions, if you can, on one side and then on the other. 2 sets. Next, what we're going to be doing, heel raises. You're going to stand on one foot, raise up your heel fully, and lower it back down. Now, since you only have pressure on the ball of the foot, you could do these with the ball of the foot on the edge of a step, as long as you had shoes on to protect the sole of your foot. Then, if you lower your heel down all the way, before you raise it up all the way, you get the benefits of a stretch while you're still doing strengthening. Plus, you're training your muscle to move through a longer length as you're strengthening it. So there's some extra benefits to doing it on a step. So, with this, they say the average person should be able to do 20 single leg heel raises if you have normal strength. So can you do 20? Can you only do 10? If you can only do 5 to 10, the question is, are you really ready to do running yet? And I would say for the vast majority of people, no. Or not running like they would want to do, where you really have to limit your time running so you don't abuse your body too much. Now, the last responsibility you're going to have this week is going to be for the stomach. You're going to do some front planks with knee-ups. So, I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing with my leg while I'm standing first. So, you can either be on the ground on your toes and hands or toes and elbows. And you're going to be bringing one knee up towards the same side elbow, then bring the knee up towards the opposite elbow. Then you're going to be switching sides. You're going to try to keep your pelvis stable, i.e. don't let it rotate. Don't let your back sag down as you're doing these. So it's going to look like this. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch. If you can't actually touch your knee to your elbow, that is fine. But your goal is to try to move your elbow or your knee to your elbow in that fashion. Your goal is 40 touches, 2 to 3 sets, 4 days per week. I hope this works out well for you. I know you're going to become a stronger runner because of it. Have a great week.